The new single is Lippy Kids. There's a line, one long June. What year?
It was the June that Kerry Tompkins decided to kiss me. I would have been 12, 13, maybe 13, so 1987.
So what made this a special June for you?
I remember very specifically my mum saying something to me when we were on holiday. This is a couple of years previous, but she said she'd walked past me earlier in the day and I was stood talking to my friends rather than running around playing games. And she said, I realised that my little boy was becoming a man. That's some great parenting skills there, you know. And it really stuck in my head. I was very proud. And from then onwards, you're discovering who you are and what you believe outside of the home. And you challenge your influences and you meet girls for the first time. And yeah, you decide who you are. And you'd rather be out on a cold street than at home in front of a warm fire because you need your space to grow and to manoeuvre. That's the theme of the whole record, really, about that period of discovery for young people being really, really important. Because I found as I'm approaching 40 and I have a house and I'm starting a family and all this kind of stuff, I found myself being suspicious of those kids on the corner. So I forced myself to remember what it was like to be there and how important those days were. And that's the whole theme of the record, which is why we thought it'd be so suitable to have something as celebratory as a festival tied in with the album. That's why we're doing this special edition, really. It's a coming together of people, young people, and a coming together of positive ideas. Because particularly with what's been going on in the UK recently as well, it seems very timely that our record is about understanding kids and not tarring them all with the same brush, you know, making sure that you listen to them and not just tolerate them but encourage them.
So what do you think then? Well, how come the riots happened?
The riots happened for a number of reasons. One of the reasons is the police don't know what to do with the public. They were heavily criticised for their tackling of some peaceful gatherings a couple of years ago. So I think they held off long enough for it to become a riot, and then that idea spread. But I think right at the root of it all is a general disenfranchisement among the young and the poorest people in society. I was under the impression that we all pay our taxes so that we can look after each other, especially the most vulnerable. And if you're ignored and you're not given a future and you're not given any assistance by the state, why would you obey its laws, you know? I think it would be a great thing now if the people in the UK, particularly our government, could exercise a little bit of understanding, a little bit of self-restraint and understanding where this is concerned. We certainly don't need to be taking their houses off them. We certainly don't need to be giving them less help, you know. This is a problem that will keep cyclically building until they decide to invest in young people rather than try and control them.
So it's not really their fault then?
No, it's not their fault. Obviously, it's not cool what they did at all. And it made me really sad to see my city under siege that way. And especially when it's independent businesses going down, you know. Of course it was wrong, but I understand why it happened. You know, I think the culture of blame that exists generally in the West is counterproductive. There is definitely a problem. This is not normal behaviour. So address the problem, don't point the finger of blame.
A lot of people took advantage of it though. A lot of people took advantage of this and decided that they wanted a new pair of trainers or a new telly and stuff. So you had like these idiots that hijack things.
Well, these are kids who see that as the ultimate thing that you could own, a pair of trainers, you know. They have no ambitions beyond owning a BMW. And that's children that society is taught to be that way. You know, we need to readdress the way we think about young people, and we need to catch them before they turn into criminals, you know. It's like get them right at the root. The first thing that happened with all the cuts in our country is that the public services started to be slashed. The people who actually do their jobs out of a sense of duty rather than just a sense of ambition, they're the ones who get it in the neck first. And the frontline services for the most at-risk youth offenders in our country were one of the first things to be cut. It's like, what do they expect?
Well, let's focus on Lippy Kids again. You were saying, well, your mom realized that you were becoming a man. How do you look back yourself on that time frame?
What do you mean?
Well, she was saying you were turning into a man, but if you go back to that time frame, how did you feel internally? Did you feel like a man, or was it just for you a very confusing time?
I was a funny kid. I always wanted to be older than I was. You know, I always looked forward to being a little bit older, and my life's improved as I've got older. But I'm still a big kid, really. I still hang out with my best mates and get drunk in the afternoon. You know, a job like ours means that you don't have to grow up.
Have you grown up?
I've grown up between Monday and Thursday, and then I come away with my friends, and I realise we realised today that we're laughing at the same things we were laughing at when we were 10, or something ridiculous. But you know, we have a job where we don't have to, so why would you?
Do you still know the girl that kissed you in June?
No, I haven't seen her in years. I hope she's okay though.